I've titled this video, Every Manifestation is Identity Shifting in Secret. We attract not what we want, but who we are, is a very famous law of attraction saying, and perhaps the most underrated one. You see, when I first stumbled across this phrase back when I just started reading stuff on law of attraction, law of assumption, Neville Goddard, this sounded a little bit out there, something that people are deliberately obscuring or keeping vague so as to keep us in the darkness. But every single manifestation that you successfully bring into reality is first manifested internally, and by that I mean you unknowingly change parts of yourself at the mental and spiritual level before it gets reflected in this mirror reality. So this isn't as simple as asking a genie for a wish, because the part of you that's bringing manifestation into fruition is just a larger extension of the I am. So you aren't really asking someone outside of yourself. So when we are able to alter parts of us through meditation or practices, because ultimately all of these practices are ultimately done to bring about changes in our own subconscious beliefs that are able to support our desires. Now, this is a quote that I keep saying, and it's something that I've come up with. It's that you don't really manifest things in your outer world, but rather you manifest change in your internal beliefs and thought process. You alter the lenses with which you view the outer world and modify it in order to support your desire. So I want you to close your eyes for a second and think of anything that you might want to manifest. And it need not be your deepest desires, but just think of something that is desirable. You'll notice that you'll find yourself mentally stuttering for the exact details and accuracy of the thing that you want. So let's say you're looking for a supercar. You might overanalyze or overthink the exact details, the shape, the size of the supercar, because you are still stuck in thinking via 3D terms. However, when you're visualizing, you're altering your state of mind. So you are expanding your consciousness. So you're expanding your old consciousness into new one, as in you're expanding the boundaries of your consciousness. And in this new consciousness, the supercar already exists. So this change that you're doing is purely internal first. So it would be a bit of a fallacy to ask yourself regarding the accuracy of whether or not something exists, because everything that you can think of already exists. And even if you don't get the details to the T, the larger part of you has clarity on ultimately what you want. So we get too caught up in the accuracy of our desires coming into fruition. It's like if the details are even slightly out of alignment, then we'll be disappointed. But if you remember the saying, feeling is a secret, and you give primary attention to the emotions or the feelings that would be a consequence of your manifestation coming into fruition, then your higher self will often calibrate to that feeling first and adjust the thing accordingly. So if you can just let go for just a little bit, let loose just to a slight extent, as in don't get too fixated on the technicalities or strict sensory experiences, then you'll unknowingly leave a little bit room for surprise. You see, expanding in consciousness also means expanding in the knowledge of what you want. So when you strictly define your desires, rather the exact nature of your desires, using old thoughts and beliefs, you are kind of lacing your desires with old paradigms. When you're thinking as a diseased or ill person, your idea of healing is being cured from that immediate illness. So even in your affirmations or visualization, you're including that disease and unknowingly perpetuating the same. Whereas if you were to focus on holistic abundance and go general, then you're priming yourself for things of similar nature, things that are beyond your comprehension, beyond what you can even wish for. And this last part is the most important point. Sometimes when we define things in a too specific manner, we are wishing as the old person, whereas our goal should be to wish as the new person. And this small detail often gets lost in discussion of the technicalities of different techniques and methods one must use to manifest their desires. One thing that I've learned from failures with regards to manifesting specific stuff is that it's entirely possible to mindlessly do techniques without zoning in on the ultimate idea. So I'd like to end this video with a very small tip. Whatever practices you're engaging in, whether it's affirmations, SCTs, scripting, vision boards, alongside defining your desire, the materialistic nature of your desire, also define the person who would naturally have the same desire. And the amazing part about this small practice, rather modified practice, is that you'll notice that you can map hundreds of your small micro desires to one larger personality trait, one that embodies the general feeling of abundance. So the person that manifests a Ferrari, $1 million, a Rolex, the love of his life, health, wealth, are actually the same person. We tend to avoid going general because we think that the universe or this third party we subconsciously delegate the role of God to has this upper limit or a cap of some sort, and we can only manifest so much in such frame of time. But that's just a myth, as Abraham Hicks said. And it's not like when you're wishing for wealth, you are actively trying to avoid health, or when you're actively trying to manifest the love of your life, you are running away from wealth. So ultimately, we are looking for holistic forms of abundance. It's just that our wishes, or rather our specific wishes, are reflections on the things that we truly believe we are missing out on.